have that great of sources for the life of Jesus, for pretty much anything from that time period regarding even the Gospels were written a good deal afterwards. Isn't that maybe where the arrogance lies in claiming that your truth claim is more valid than other truth claims, especially when most of our evidence points to the contrary?
Okay. What's the gap between when Jesus lived, taught, died, and rose from the dead, and the first documents that were written? The gap is about 20 to 60 years. So you've got Paul writing Galatians and Philippians, 1st and 2nd Corinthians in the late 40s, early 50s, mid 50s, late 50s AD. So that's 20 to 30 years after the event. Ma'am, there is nothing from antiquity that even comes close to that kind of gap. The gap between the events that Herodotus, the Greek historian, wrote about is hundreds of years.
That's true, but we don't take what Herodotus said at face value. A lot of Herodotus is actually just literature that we take and go, oh, that's interesting, but don't really glean history from.
Yeah, and Julius Caesar's Gallic Wars, good history.
Again, we don't place unlimited faith in those writings, though. It just seems odd to me when you approach something like the Gospels that are no more reliable than something like Herodotus, that you would ask people to place absolute faith in something.
No, none of us has absolute faith. Who here has absolute faith? All of us struggle with doubt. Nobody has absolute faith. I've never met anybody who has absolute faith. It's a question of what does the evidence point to? And the evidence clearly points to the historicity of Jesus of Nazareth. And it's based on the Gospel's historical reliability. Now, how do you determine historicity? For myself, I've got 4 tests. If you don't like my 4 tests, no problem. Come up with your own test. But just be consistent as you look at all of history. My 4 tests are internal consistency, literary style, archaeological evidence, and manuscript evidence. First test, internal consistency, meaning by that, are there contradictions within the text that point to massive confusion on the part of the authors? No. When you read Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, you'll discover a tremendous internal harmony, consistency. Second test, literary style. Is the literary style of the document once upon a time in the land of Nod? Winkin', Blinkin', and Odd took a boat ride. Well, that's obviously fairy tale, once upon a time. No, the Gospels are not once upon a time. The Gospels are at this time, in this place, with these people around. Jesus said this, he did that. It reads like the New York Times, the LA Times. It's clearly historical narrative. That's the literary genre.